Oh my God, it's hot. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I'm Justin. Today we're walking around District 1 in Ho Chi Minh City. I've lived in the city for 8 years, so we're going to just take a look at all the touristy stuff, some of the things that you should see if you're on a short trip to Ho Chi Minh City. Starting off, we're on Nguyen Hue. That's the big walking street in the city. Vietnamese is pretty hard to pronounce, but the way you pronounce the street is close to Nguyen Hue. Not Nguyen Hue, but saying Nguyen Hue is a little bit closer than anything else. It's not perfect, but it's better than you know, Nguyen Hue. Over here we have a scenic spot of Ho Chi Minh, a statue of that with the government building back there. This is a spot that a lot of people take pictures of. They have a lot of fairs and expos on this street, and on the weekends it's really busy. If you see right now, they had some sort of technology expo here this weekend, and right now they're tearing down a bunch of concert stuff and stages and all that kind of thing. So they got a lot of construction down there right now, so it's not really a good time to see it, but it's there, and this is it. Usually it's not too busy in the day, but come nighttime it gets really full, and there's a lot of people out here, and it's pretty cool to see. You know, when you're out here like 8 p.m. when it's cooler and a lot of people get off work and they can come take a look. Behind me are the cafe apartments, and this is probably the most famous site on Nguyen Hue. It's essentially an old apartment building, but they renovated it and turned it into a bunch of shops. And there's all kinds of different shops and cafes up there, and people still live in there. And there's actually, I mean, you could even get Airbnbs in there, but it's a really cool place to walk around and, you know, take a look, get some snacks, have some lunch and some coffee. So let's go in there. So right here is like a little guide of all the different shops, a little menu of all the different places that are in the building. Now there is an elevator here, but you do have to pay to take it. But you don't want to take it anyway, because that's not really fun. Buildings like this are much more fun just walking around, exploring a little bit. Doesn't look like we have anything on this floor. So we'll go up to the next one. And that's the fun of these things. There's a bunch of these around Ho Chi Minh City, and it's a lot of fun to go through these little dark stairways to find different shops. A lot of the shops have a little balcony that you can come sit at. Look down there on Nguyen Hue. Nothing to look at today because they're doing all the constructions, or the deconstruction of all the tents and stuff from the event this weekend. This place is called Boy House that I'm at now. And I think the next stop on our list is right over there to Patexco. We're gonna go up to the observation deck next. I need to find an ATM though, but they call it the Patexco Financial Tower, so I'm betting there better be an ATM in there. Come on. I think it's really cool being able to see Ho Chi Minh City from up here and be able to look down and see all these little streets and shops and everything that you're used to, and like kind of how they relate to each other from high up. See, there's Nguyen Hue down there. See Vincom over there. That's where we're going next. We're going that way next. Landmark 81 over there. 2 ATM over here. Like, look how big that river is. It's huge. There's Ben Tan Market over there. Then you go over there, there's Boy being over in the middle of that next to that park. 240 is not very expensive, and it's a pretty cool view. And being able to see everything, I think it's really cool. I really like it. So behind me here is the Opera House, and this is like an example of that French architecture that you see. If you want to get a good photo, this is a good spot to do it because it has a bunch of symmetry. See right here, you got all the leading lines and the symmetry for the photos on the Opera House right there. So lots of people come here right to this spot and take photos. Good spot. Next up, we're going to the Book Street, the post office, and the cathedral, and you go right up there towards that big blue mall. That's the Vincom Mall. And one more thing is, this is one of the spots for the metro. If you're on the metro, you can take the Opera House stop, and that'll take you straight to Nguyen Hue, and probably the most convenient location in the city. And then you have Ben Thanh Market, which is an alright spot. That's the end of the line, but probably the most convenient is the Opera House station. I do want to show you one more thing. Right next to this mall, right there is the landing pad for that famous video from when America left Vietnam, and the helicopter's landing up there, and you have all the refugees getting on the helicopter. That is the old CIA building where that photo took place. Alright, so this is the Notre Dame Cathedral. Not the Notre Dame Cathedral. I don't know why it got that name, but it's the famous church here in Ho Chi Minh City. Right now they're doing some construction on it and some renovation, so it kind of looks like that. This side doesn't look that great, but it actually does look a lot better at nighttime because this thing gets lit up like a Christmas tree, and that does look pretty. And then right over there you have the post office, which is pretty cool. And then over there, right past that, is the Book Street. Another example of French architecture, the post office. The urban legend is that the same guy that designed the Eiffel Tower built this. But according to Wikipedia, that's not true. It's just what people say. And I don't know, some totally other guy built this than the Eiffel Tower. But it's still working, but it's a really popular tourist attraction. But you can really go in there and mail stuff. Book Street's a street with a whole bunch of bookstores. And it's kind of odd that you'd have a whole bunch of bookstores right next to each other, but I think the idea is that people come to this street looking for books. So if you want to open a bookstore, you go to where you know people are already looking for books. Most of the books here are in Vietnamese. There'll be a few English books, and most of those English books are going to be really popular books. Harry Potter, Hunger Games, and things like that. It can be pretty hard to find like a very specific English book if you're looking for one. Alright, made it to Ben Thanh Market right there. Looks like they're doing something out here. They're building some sort of stage, or they got something going on here. Yeah, this is Ben Thanh Market, the big tourist market in Ho Chi Minh City. We'll go in here, walk around a little bit. I'm not gonna buy anything. I always do feel bad going in there and shops like that if I'm not gonna buy anything, because there's some traditional things about, you know, customers coming in and not buying stuff. That's bad luck. So we're gonna stroll around through here a little bit and see what they got. Kind of like to find some jackets, some winter jackets. I think they have some Arc'teryx around here. Ooh, I found some. Let's go take a look. Ciao. I don't know. Looking. Oh.
I got different color.
Yeah. Bao nhiêu tiền?
Bao nhiêu tiền?
50. Alright, come on.
You like?
Maybe. See, it's pretty busy in here, and you can get into those little stalls, and it's really tight. And then the shopkeepers, they can be a little pushy. So I feel bad like coming in here if I'm not gonna buy anything. If I see something and then like gets their hopes up, I feel kind of bad about that. Another thing about haggling, like you really don't need to haggle very much. I mean, if something's like $15 and you haggle it down to 10, like what difference does that make, you know? Like it's $5 to me, which, you know, or a tourist, that $5 is, you know, it's only $5, but that $5 or $10 means a lot more to the shopkeeper. So I kind of don't like haggling. This place you might need to haggle a bit more, but a lot of shops outside of this specific place, you know, you really don't need to haggle very much. We'll head outside now. I did see some jackets in there that I really like, but I don't have any money on me, so I'm not gonna buy it today. But there's other shops around here that you probably get a better price at. And like all these shops, you got all kinds of little shops around here in Bentan Market. Lots of stuff around here. This is where you're gonna change a lot of your money too. These little gold shops back here. You go here and you'll change your dollars into Vietnamese dong at these gold shops. And most of them will give you a pretty decent price. And that might be a little different, but it's really not anything to get stressed about. Spend too much energy on finding the place with the best exchange value or something like that. So any of these gold shops should be fine to change over your money. And this is where the metro has its final stop, at this market. So this is the end of the line for the metro. So this will be like the end of the line, or stop one, and then the opera house that we seen earlier, that's going to be stop two. It's pretty much, it is walking distance between the two, but on a hot sunny day. Actually, on a hot sunny day, just getting between here and the opera house stop, you might as well just walk, because it's not that far, and it's not going to save you much time versus going down in there and getting a ticket and waiting for the train and getting on the train and shipping on over there. You might as well just walk and see the cool little shops and experience the place a bit. So this one here is Saigon Square, another market just like Bentan Market with a bunch of off-brand goods, knockoff brands. We'll go in there, take a look. Same thing as Bentan Market, but I think the people are a little less pushy over here. Still lots of people. Oh my gosh. Still lots of people all over the place. I think this is a little nicer. Seems a little brighter and a little bit a little brighter, a little more quiet, and I think people are a little less pushy over here. So this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, that place was much nicer than Bentan Market. It was a lot brighter and felt a lot nicer. Seen some good stuff in there that maybe I'll come back for later. And finally, we end up at Bui Vien. This is the party street in Ho Chi Minh City. A lot of loud bars, a lot of hostels. This is where people come for like the backpacker neighborhood, real cheap food, cheap drinks, and it can get a little wild down here. And with all the cheap drinks down here, if you ever run into trouble, this is probably where it's gonna happen. Now it is a walking street, but people can drive through it. They shut it down on the weekends, and it's gonna get really loud in here too. It can have a bit of a rough reputation, but there's a lot of good food down here too. Some of these places get so loud that like the camera doesn't do it justice. And my battery's about to die. I hope you like this video. If you want to see more videos about living in Vietnam and exploring Asia, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave those in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Justin out.